So I just wanted to show you the reason why I'm filming this. So here we have kind of a substation, little one for electricity. I was trying to find an area that's real close to where I'm living. And this has an orchard over here. Until just a little bit ago, this area right here was an orchard as well, but they just, within a year or two, they cut down the trees that are closer. And then you have over here, you have the rest of the orchard, which still remains. Then over here we have a canal, which is above the ground, so it's flowing and it's accessible by people. But anyway, so we have the electrical grid, orchard, and then a canal. So then I looked on Google Maps, Google Earth, trying to see what would be a good place here. This is, as you can see, it's semi-rural. Obviously it's right up the edge of a town, so it's not really rural. The next town over is up that way further. And so what I'm getting at is I found a structure. It's not much of a structure. It looks like it might have been one time. It's more of a kind of a little blind right by the canal, and it's obviously been commandeered, I guess you could say, or used by humans, but nobody really has a reason to go to this location. It's going to be right up here, and we'll go ahead and go there now. So as you can see, it sits on 26 acres, which are for sale. It's kind of just a grassy area. I'm going to turn on the engine. And on one side it has the canal. We specialize. Let's see if I can find the right spot. I think this is, I'm just going to put my emergency brake on here. Stop the car. I guess I'll keep it running. But you can see it's kind of a strategic area. It's on a little bluff above this area over here. Well, it looks like some people are actually here. You got some kids on ATVs, so let's go ahead and go in here anyway. And it looks like this time of year they've drained the canal, or at least it's not drained, but it's been cut off from the mountains, so it doesn't look like a canal right now, but about a month or two ago it was running. Okay, so here's what we have. And again, obviously some humans have done some things here, but I just don't see what purpose. Looks like that's been kind of ripped off. Purpose a little thing like this does for human, really. At one time maybe it was a little bit higher up, perhaps, I don't know, but it looks pretty old, and now humans have used it. But anyway, to me it's kind of a strategic looking area. It's kind of high enough to where you can see the orchard and some of the houses over here. Then you have the waterfront right here. I guess that'd be a quick getaway potentially. And then over here we got, I don't know if the theory about there liking a power source, that's also in play over there, just a few hundred yards away. And yeah, and we have a food source potentially. May think apples. Here's some interesting things with the trees that are done. Is it natural? Not so sure. This has been grown together now. Can't really see that well on the film, but they have grown well together. They're both still living. One's a scrub oak and the other, I'm not sure what it is. Sorry if you hear ATVs and kids. Apparently the people do come around here. Fire pits. Some other things here done by humans. Yeah, there was some burning there at one time. Don't know why this is nailed in here, but it is. Maybe somebody could hang stuff up here, I don't know. We have kind of a blind-like thing over there. Maybe. Again, I'm not insisting that this is Sasquatch. I'm not definitively expressing that view. I'm just presenting it for your... I can't think of the... your enrichment. I'm presenting it for your review and consideration, contemplation. There's kind of some weaving going on here. Again, everything's kind of, if it were higher at one time, it's collapsed in. We do have these few branches that go all the way up to the tree. They're bent over. Maybe at one time they could have had stuff going up further. There's another tree right here. This one out here. But it's pretty much, if it were a structure, it's collapsed in on itself. It looks like it maybe was more of a blind type thing. It's noisy. On the other side, remember right over here, the other side of the canal, there's kind of some interesting little paths weaved into this really tight, thick underbrush of scrub oak. Maybe I'll try to go over there. It's going to be noisy with the ATVs, but you're already hearing that anyway, so let's go ahead and go over there. I'm going to cut this for now. Okay, so this is the other side of the canal. Just a little, it's not a huge patch of underbrush and trees, but it is kind of sizable. Bird nest, obviously. You have this brushy area here, and you have all these little trails in here. It's extremely thick. Probably shows up horribly on the camera. It's kind of like a maze. And I was in here maybe 3 months ago or so, and I didn't film it because I was just scouting. I didn't know if I'd even find anything, so I did not bring a camera along. But I thought I'd finally film it since I've seen some other people post things that are right by canals. I think it's Mr. McDuffie in Colorado posted a video that reminded me of this one, so I thought I'd come back here and just at least film it. But anyway, very thick underbrush, like I said, little maze of trails through it. I don't see any real structures right in there. It's too thick to do anything unless they cleared it all out. But this flanks the canal and some stretches of it. And we do have some, I things over here. It's probably just clearing of brush, not really structures, but over here we have this kind of thing going on. We're here, just kind of the bank leading up to the canal, really. Something could go in there if it wanted to. I don't know, maybe this is kind of in essence a structure, but I think it's natural. And what they did is they cleared brush, put it all in there, and there's kind of a natural hole in there. Well, maybe they've decided to vacate finally. Kind of ruined the video. Well, anyway. Here you can see down here where I don't know, I guess that's a drain or something, or I don't know what that is. Oh, they're still there in the distance. They're kind of moving off and away though. Here you have a pile of underbrush that I think was put there by humans probably, trees and stuff. There's more piles up here, here, and there. But anyway, kind of an interesting area. It's not wilderness by any means. It's really has human habitations on both sides of it, really. But the mountains are up there, and plenty of deer come down here in the winter, and even a little in the summer. I don't know what they did to those trees over there either. I don't know what their plan was. I know right over by like I was saying earlier, by the road where they cut down those trees, they had a nice chain link fence up there. The trees were in full production, blossoms and everything. Then just a year or two ago they took down the fence, put a road through there, and then put up some barriers across, concrete barriers, so the road was no longer in use right after that. Cut down the trees and left some of them on the far side over there. I don't know if it changed owners, or they got some type of blight going on, or they just had other plans for the property. Anyway, I just want to explain why I checked this place out and what I did find. Again, I wanted to look it over because I knew it had electric grid over there, food source, and of course there's the canal, which is over here. That's pretty much all I had on this. Let's see if there's any good scenery in the distance. Not really. You can almost see Mount Timpanogos right over here. Tip of the edge of the mountains. Mount Loafer over here. So one other thing I failed to mention, or I didn't even know until just now. So here we have the canal, and right over here on this, down here is the cemetery. And I didn't realize that it was so close. So yeah, there's a bluff that also overlooks the cemetery. And I'm just walking over here. I was here just a second ago, and when I realized it was the cemetery. Kind of almost have maybe a blind over here. Yeah, there's kind of a collection of brush over here. I guess it could be used as a blind. It's not very convenient, but if you really want to go down there, you can. Let me get up here. Don't want to bother people. There's something looks like they're paying their respects at the cemetery, and my voice probably carries up here. Let's zoom in for a moment, just to show you that there is indeed a cemetery over there. So yeah, what more could a Sasquatch want? You have cemetery, orchard, canal, deer that come down, electric grid over there, everything that they're preferred to be around. Even though this is not the most rural area, it is semi-rural, like I said. And again, I'm not saying Sasquatch makes regular visits here, but it's a possibility, and there's some sign over there, even if it maybe is kind of old, I don't know. Okay.